Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tarot Thursday. This is Reverend Mary Hawk, and with me is Reverend Bryan, and we are here with you. We will be happy to take your questions if you will post them in chat. We will do a quick three-card spread, and since it's Reverend Bryan with me and not Reverend Don, it will be a three-card spread, mostly. So, thank you for joining us, and go ahead and post your questions, or if you don't have a question tonight, you can just say hey in chat. We'd love to hear from you.
And just a gentle reminder, we are also not Lord Don, and we don't do readings about legal matters, health stuff, or people who are not present to consent for the reading, because we have ethics and different boundaries.
And I can't actually read for somebody whose energy isn't present anyway.
There you go.
So, now that we've got the housekeeping out of the way, Renee, yes, you can have a general reading. And how are you tonight?
I want feedback from Renee in all of these readings we give her, because I want to know how they're landing.
Well, last week she gave us a very good review of the readings you and I had done the week before.
Oh, okay. Might have missed that because I wasn't on air that time. Boy.
All right. So the first card I've got for you is the Empress. And this is a card about strong feminine energy. It's also generally a card of good fortune. We've also got the Nine of Pentacles. So this means you're going to have the material resources you need in your situation. And finally, we've got the Lovers. So you have a choice to make. Hey, Megan! Good
All
to
right.
see you.
So, Renee, I will say I pulled all majors to boot. So, you've either had a really eventful week or the end of the week is going to be an eventful one. So, the first one I pulled is the Devil. The Devil for me right now is like alluding to some behaviors or patterns that are restricting you from making the moves you need to make. Where and then I also pulled the Hierophant, which I feel like some of those thoughts and behaviors that are sort of stopping you are because you think they're too conservative or they're too rigid, and you're worried that making those decisions is going to negatively impact you. But I will say that the last card I pulled is Justice. So even with some of that fear and conservative thinking, things are going to balance out moving forward. You just have to sort of weigh those situations. But three majors is a lot to start the evening with. So, and we did
Yeah,
do
and
our
two
risk
for
exercise.
me.
You had three as well, or was it two?
I had two.
Okay.
All righty. And Renee, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And we got a question from Stephanie. I'm thinking of taking a step down in my career. Is this the right move for me? All right, just a moment. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So the first card I pulled, Stephanie, is the Two of Wands. Um, so the Two of Wands is usually wands are action. So I feel like for you moving, taking a step back is going to give you some new perspective in ways that you're currently not looking at your career. The next card that I pulled is also the Wands card, but it is the Nine of Wands. So while taking a step back is going to help you, rebalance your energy, maybe may bring you some work life balance. It is going to be a struggle for you to take a step back because you're going to feel pressured by, you know, outside energies. Pressures like also your finances and people, even though finances is traditionally a pentacle energy, for with wands the action of stepping back, it might be a bit of a struggle for you. And then I pulled the Wheel of Fortune, which is, you're taking a risk, but that's a risk that you will need to really do some shadow work on and see what works best for you and for the people who depend on you.
All right. Well, so the first card I've got is the Hanged Man. And this represents Odin hanging on Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights to gain the knowledge of the runes. So this card is counseling you that maybe you need to take a step back and learn something. And then we have the soul. And with the soul, we're looking at a new beginning. And then we have the stars, which is suggesting you consult with your higher power. So, yeah, I'm going to pull one more card. And this time I've got the Prince of Wands. And so, with the Prince of Wands, we're looking at action. And I'm going to say, if you take a step back, you're going to find it benefiting you spiritually. In the material realm, the realm of action, the prince is generally, he does what he wants to do. So it will be a good move for you spiritual, is what I'm getting. So I hope you find that useful, Stephanie. And hello, Lily. Out, thank you for joining us.
Okay.
You are very welcome.
Oh, have I showed you, Mary, which deck I'm using this month for my personal practice yet?
You have not. Hello, Fluffy. How are you doing
Hi,
tonight?
Fluffy. I'm using the deck is called the Serpent and Peacock Tarot.
That's interesting.
But it's very like Renaissance-y art.
Oh, when they didn't know how to draw a cat.
Right. But let me find your favorite card. Hold on. We'll see. While we wait for people to I always try to bring a new deck for well, I have lots of decks. So I didn't buy this one I had for a while. I just haven't used it yet.
Your decks have decks. Let's be real here.
Yes, but they all live in one spot, so I'm still allowed to have more. Ah, here we go.
All right. And just a second. Can you show that to me one more time?
Uh-oh.
I had a window inexplicably pop up.
There she goes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's a fun one. And then paired it with this month, obviously, the Seasons of the Witch Oracle is making their way around the Wheel of the Year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and earlier, I think in July, around my birthday, I got the Mabon one because they haven't all come out yet. So I'm using that.
Okay, Lily, we can certainly do a general reading for you.
Huh?
And oh, you're going to be Loki for Halloween, are you, Fluffy? Well, that's no costume at all. With horns.
So you ordered a early spring costume? Oh,
And Fluffy says the last time I wore horns, I had a god stuck in my head for a year. So, of course, you're going to do it again.
I mean, it didn't work enough the first time.
Apparently not. All
All
right.
right. So we're going for Lily.
Yes.
All right. So the first card I pulled is the Page of Pentacles. So Pentacles are material gain, but they're also Earth. So I would say like right now I would really continue to stay grounded, think more practically. Here in New York, school just started, so like everyone has that thirst to like learn something or pick up a new hobby. Um, so there's that thirst for knowledge. I also pulled death, but this isn't death in the actual form of death. I would say this is more of a rebirth for you when it comes to learning new ways to ground, ways that you've never tried before, potentially a new style of meditation, a new style of personal practice would probably do you some good right now. And then I pulled another pentacle. I pulled the Knight of Pentacles, which I don't. Because I've literally just said, stick to and learning something new, but also not completely throwing away the stuff that has worked. So you want to add new things to the routines that you've already built because they're working. You just need to take that extra step up.
right, so the first thing I have got is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is saying that you have several options in front of you. Then we have the Queen of Lamps, and this deck, Lamps, is about your spiritual development. And the Queen is about perfecting your spiritual development and having spiritual mastery. So that is something you have been working on. And then finally, we have the Fool. And the Fool is about the start of a new cycle. So, taken together, I would say you you have mastered or about to master a phase in your spiritual development, and you've got some choices to make, and then you can pretty well go off in whatever direction you choose at this point. And I hope that's helpful, Lily. And yes, Fluffy will be happy to do a general reading for you. And you're welcome, Fluffy.
We didn't pull any cards yet, so don't thank us yet.
So what?
I said we didn't pull any cards yet. I wouldn't thank us just yet.
Oh!
Just saying.
The snark is strong with you tonight.
It's better than anything else.
Fluffy says comment deleted.
Would you like to go first?
I am still shuffling. If you are ready, go ahead and go.
Oh no, I'm fine to wait.
All right. So the first card I've drawn is Mind. And the when this card comes up, it's telling us that there is a situation at hand that you don't have enough information to act on. And so this card always counsels us to figure something else to get more information. Next, I've got the Empress. This is a card of strong feminine energy. It's also a card of good fortune. So far, I have not seen Loki. And then finally, I've got the Hermit. And with the Hermit, what this card is telling us is to trust your own judgment in this matter. You may be getting advice from other people. You may be getting conflicting advice from more than one person, but it is your trust your own judgment. You are the one who knows best to do what to do in this situation once you've gotten all the information.
All right. So the first card I pulled is the Seven of Wands. When I think of the Seven of Wands, I always think of Wayne Gretzky's like you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Um So it looks like you are the one in the card, obviously battling the other six wands. But in this case, you're not battling them; you're fending them off and standing your own ground in a situation that you're getting multiple multiple attacks from. But I will say the second card that I pulled is the Chariot, which is also a victorious card, but also about forward progress. So, like, once you've fought the battles that you've already fought, don't go backwards and try to refight them. Just continue forward. And who's ever in the background, yelling for you to come back, don't turn around. Keep going forward. Then I pulled the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is a card that I like because the little fish in the cup. So, where most people would see themselves as the human, I see you as more the little fish in the cup, telling your friend that, like, we should go have one more drink. We should go have one more drink. So, after you fought all your battles and you go forward, really take that time to process all of the emotions from those fights, but have that one little moment of letting your emotions go and, like, being the little fish in the cup.
Oh my goodness. And Fluffy says, "Oh my God, that's awesome. Thank you. I'll be the anchovy." And Fluffy's response to my reading was, "Embody Loki for Samhain. Thank you, Mary." Lily also thanks us for our readings, saying that they make perfect sense in their situation, perfect on the earth and death reading, perfect on the flow and spiritual. They tie together so well. I am under a year away from my 20-year service towards Druid title. My family is nomadic Celtic culture. I'm trying to learn internet social media for my vending career. That's why I warned I was in collective energy. I do community guidance on Thursday. And hello to Lynn. Thank you for joining us. And now we are going to have a brief commercial about the new book coming out. Just a moment from Pagan World and Corellian Publishing. And we are back. Okay, and Fluffy's going to a pagan retreat and thinking about channeling Loki for a Samhain event. Okay, I can't wait to hear about this.
I want to pull one of these oracle cards, Mary.
All right, pull, and is this for Fluffy specifically?
No, this is because I'm going to use the Seasons of the Witch Mabon oracle. Let's see what it's for the collective, for anyone vibing with us.
All right.
And I will say, since this is a new deck for me, we will probably read the little passage in the book because there's no shame in that. Ooh. We got peppers. The card says, be fierce about the ways in which you protect yourself. Allies await. Number 28. Breakthrough, protection, respect, and allies. And it gives you a pepper protection spell. That's cool. The pepper card is here to confirm that anyone or anything you lose by establishing boundaries will be replaced with people who can stand your heat. You will go on to find people who understand your need for respect and won't try to take advantage of you. And you will listen in earnest without dismissing your opinions because they don't align with yours. Establishing boundaries always helps building confidence. The more you practice saying no, the more you take back your power from those who steal or stamp it out. So whoever needed to hear that, there you go.
All righty. And Tracy has asked for a reading about how Ian feels about her. Just a moment, Tracy. I'm getting shuffled here.
All right. And go first if you like.
What did you say?
I said I can go first if you like.
Okay, go ahead.
So I pulled the Four of Wands, which, is basically a hippo with two people under it. So I do say that you both have very similar values and very similar feelings on where you want your lives to go, both together and separately, and that you find comfort in those similarities. But I will say for you that there has been in the past a lot of disappointment and setback. Um, so while you are starting to like him very deeply, I will say that you might be taking it too fast. Um, the third card that I pulled is the Four of Cups. Sorry. And that also is about reflection and contemplation, and also taking your emotions and your feelings, and really reflecting on them. So that's not to say that he doesn't have feelings for you as well, but you may want to slow it down just a little bit in order to really know for sure what you both want. Nothing is out of the question. There is happiness. It could be short-term happiness, it could be long-term happiness. I think you just need to slow down just a tad.
All right, so my first card is the Queen of Wands. And wands usually represent action. And the queen is a woman who is in control of herself and her situation. So this represents you being in control of yourself in this. And then we have the Princess of Wands, which is interesting because the princess represents a younger woman who is very hemmed in by what others think. And so her actions are bound not so much by her own desires, but by her concern for how other people will perceive her. And then finally, I've got the Ace of Swords. And swords are also, they're a card of action, they're a card of air. Air is communication. So I'm going to say you need to talk to him and talk to him about how you feel. Although I would be diplomatic. I wouldn't start off with, hey, shall we get married and spend the rest of our lives together?
And don't start with we need to have a chat because that will make men get real scared. Organic chat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually,
Oh,
that was how I used to get rid of guys I was
hold
casually
up.
seeing.
We have we have a clarifier in our chat. We are
Yes.
coworkers.
Ooh,
Hold
caution is
up. You really should have led with that one. Please hold.
okay.
I'm gonna
Well,
I'm gonna embody my favorite my best interpretation of Lord Down. Please hold. We need one more card. Yeah, no. You're coworkers. It should stay that way. Someone is gonna get in trouble. Someone's gonna no. No. You can chat. Chatting is good. But if I don't know what your profession is, but that is usually frowned upon. So no. Mary, what do you think?
um,
Chatting good.
chatting is good. I don't know what your profession is. I don't know where you work. I will say that workplace romances, if they go bad, it gets ugly.
Yep.
And you or he is going to have to find another job.
All right.
So bear that in mind.
Oh, Lynn has a question for us.
Okay, Lynn wants to know, am I missing signs? I never ever get any. Okay, Tracy, I wish you the best.
All right. I'm gonna pull one card on this one. So I pulled the Ace of Swords, which is about communication and mindfulness and thought. And I will say, Lynn, that you're not missing the signs. They're there. Um, but they're communicating in ways that because so my name's also Bryan, that are how he would project them to you. Whether it's like you're walking somewhere and you think you smelt his cologne, or like hit like the laundry soap reminded you of something. It's the signs are there. You're just not interpreting them as signs. You're just taking them as like, oh, why am I picking up the laundry soap smell? So I would say that they're right there. It's just not in the way you think about
Okay, so the first card I've got is the Five of Swords. And usually I interpret this card as conflict, but I'm really tempted to look at, hey, there's a great big fire here and you didn't notice it in this particular case.
Oh, look, a butterfly.
So I think there is a sign there and you are missing it. Then I've got the Three of Lamps. And this is talking about working together. You could consult with someone like, well, Bryan and I, to find out. And then I've got the Nine of Pentacles, which normally refers to material prosperity, but I'm going to say in this case, the signs are in front of you and you're not noticing. Like, one of the signs I see when my daughter is present is a butterfly. They were present all over our yard right after she passed away. And anytime I see a butterfly, I always think of her because of that. And I will see butterflies even quite late in the year. So I agree. The signs are there.
One of the signs for when my dad passed away, we were in the fire department escort vehicle, and the Ramones Blitzkrieg Bop was playing on the radio, which is not a song you really want to hear when you're mourning, but it was like my dad's smart aleck way of being like, still here. So every time I hear it, I'm just like, it always that's always what I think of. So it's signs like that, not like these grand floating heads.
Mm-hmm.
Or not somebody knocking over a broomstick or something.
Yeah. And hello to Nicole and welcome. And Tracy, yes, you can ask one more question.
Elvis might be making an appearance. That'd be my
Come on,
cat,
Elvis.
not Elvis Presley.
You are welcome, Lynn.
Oh, look.
Although, the veil is thinning. We are approaching Samhain. So we can't rule out Elvis Presley making an appearance.
I did have a peanut butter and banana milkshake today. Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Deb.
Hey, Deb. Good to see you.
It's too hot in New York to eat right now.
Really?
Well, yeah, it's like over 90 degrees. It's 87 in my apartment right now. But yeah, when it gets too hot, my inner person is usually not hungry, so I wind up usually drinking my food.
Okay. All right. We will do a reading for Tracy and then a reading for Nicole.
All right. God bless you.
Thank you.
What's the pagan version of that? Somebody asked me that at work the other day and I didn't have an answer. It's like, Goddess bless you instead? I don't know.
Ancestors bless you?
It's like, whatever, whoever you want to bless you, I guess, after you sneeze is fine by me. So, when it comes to your finances, Tracy, I will say that you might need to be careful with your spending. Now, traditionally, the Three of Swords is around like heartbreak and rejection, but since we're talking about finances and money, I'm gonna say you need to be careful with your spending. Obviously pay your bills, the things that matter, but I would not do a lot of impulse buying or shopping. Instead of doing that, maybe doing some more, reflection and shadow work and really thinking about those things you want to save for, whether it's paying down your debt or saving for a home or anything like that, really thinking about what you want to do with your finances. Um, and then when it comes to your work, I did pull the high priestess, which again, is feminine, divine feminine energy. So like your job, there's nothing wrong with your job. You're surviving just fine. You could be doing better. You could be buying less things that you don't actually need. But other than that, you're in a good spot. You just need to pull back a little bit, which is hard going into the burr months of shopping and buying and gifting.
Yes. And hello, Tara. Good to see you. So I have also pulled the moon.
We got
Pulled
one.
that one
Bingo.
first. So definitely it is time for you to do some reflecting on your finances and consulting with spirit. I've also got here the Nine of Swords. This is also a card that indicates some heartache.
Ding, ding, ding. She wants another job. It's stressing her out.
Yes. And then regarding the other job, I've got the Nine of Swords. Yes, Tara, we're mooning.
Not
Ha
each
ha
other.
ha. Yeah, Tara's an old friend.
Hello.
And the nine, now this is not quite as dire as it looks. In the picture, we have a woman in prison. But what this card does say is the situation has not yet come to pass. So, in terms of getting a new job, keep working on manifesting that job you want. Be clear when you are working on what you want it to do, what you want to do, where you want to work physically. You want to work from home? Do you want to work in an office? What geographical area is suitable for you? How much, what is the bare minimum you must make to move to a different job? It's coming, but it's not immediate, but it's coming. So I hope that's helpful. And Nicole is asking if there are messages for her.
You've
So
got
we
some
can
messages?
look.
Ah. All right.
Well, thank you, Tara, and you are welcome, Tracy.
Sometimes the cards need a little smack.
Yes, sometimes they can.
All right. Definitely one of your friends.
Tara says spanking the cards, love it, which is why Bryan says definitely one of your friends. Although, I suspect Bryan has friends who would say the same thing.
That Bryan does, in fact, have many friends who would say the same thing.
So,
Just, alrighty. So, who are we reading for?
we are reading for Nicole.
Ah,
He
okay.
wanted to know if there are any messages. So the
So,
first card I've got is the King of Wands. Wands are about action, and he is the king of action and the king of controlled action. Then we have the Three of Cups. So there's something to celebrate. We got a party going on. And finally, we've got the King of Swords. So swords are about communication and messages. So I'm going to say you need to be focusing on action, communication, and celebrating.
so what happens when we go 2 for 2, Mary?
Oh, wow. What'd you get?
So I got the King of Swords. So I'm going to agree with Mary about action and thought and going after what you want. However, you have pulled all the kings this evening. I got the King of Pentacles, which is about abundance, prosperity, harvesting, and manifestation. So all of the thoughts you've had about hello, Elvis, um, your financial future, your material gains, like those are literally at the grasp of your reach. However, the Knight of Pentacles tells you that while they are within reach, that the tortoise always wins. So the finish line is close, but don't overexert your energy to get to the finish line. Still keep slow and steady and manifesting and bringing that abundance. Don't try to just go gather it all now because it won't work. Huh? Hi, Elvis. Come here.
Hello, Elvis.
Say hello to the universe.
Hi, Elvis. You're on Tarot Thursday.
She say on Tarot Thursdays, Daddy gives me a can early. My child. So yeah.
You are welcome. Oh, Tara says Bryan's just a friend I haven't met yet. Abby is asking, can I get a channel message from my love interest concerning his feelings for me? Well, we're not channeling, Abby. We are doing tarot readings. So we can do a reading about that. And this is probably going to be our last reading for the evening.
Righto. Ooh, in 2 weeks when I come back, we should pick a card to see if we both pull it and someone wins a free reading from me or something. An extended one. Why is it always when you're on live TV your nose itches?
Oh my Lord, I did a 45-minute live interview once. I had the itchiest nose you ever heard of.
I have a friend who does live TV every night on network TV here in the city. I don't know how he does it. Begging for a commercial, I guess. So when it comes to your love interest, Avi, I would say the first card I pulled is Strength. Now, your love interest, part of me thinks he's a Leo because the Strength card represents the sign of Leo. So somewhere in his chart, somewhere is some really strong Leo energy that either you find extremely sexy and attractive or you can't stand. And with that, I also pulled the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is the suit, the cups are the suit of love and emotion. So, like, this is like a new love. It's like cutesy. You all want to, like, PDA, big displays of PDA all over the place that make us in established relationships, cringe because it's gross, but it's cute, which is fun. Um, and with there are lots of planets in retrograde, y'all, and I am feeling my sassiness because I have survived till Thursday. Um, and then I pulled the Page of Swords. So I will say that your connection to him is a lively one, and it sparks a lot of thoughts in your head, and you find it really hard to either one keep your thoughts to yourself, two, not jump their pants in public, or three, like want to marry them tomorrow. So I will say that your connection is a cute one, but I'm not seeing anything beyond the cutesy stage because my cards are just they're being cute. And that's what they do. Ta-da!
Okay,
There's
Brian's got his sassy pants on.
Brian survived till Thursday.
All right. So the first card I've got is the Five of Lamps. Now, in this deck, Lamps is the suit of spirituality, and this represents someone starting off on a vision quest. Then I've got the Prince of Cups. Yes, he's cute. Put your eyes back in their sockets, Brian. He's a card for Pete's sake. And honestly, this represents a relationship that's fun, but it's not all that serious.
So we can't tell you how he feels about you because he's not here for the reading. We can't that's one of our things.
Yeah.
I won't read for someone who hasn't given me consent to read that.
And
We need to vibe.
I can pick up on your energy, I can't pick up on his.
Or Brian's sass. I'm here. It's new. See,
And
we got
the
new.
last one I've got is the Two of Pentacles, which is actually advising working on career skills.
It's fun. It's new. It's pretty.
So, the best I've got for you. Oh, I've got the hiccups. I'm so sorry, folks.
I think the best we both got was it's new and it's pretty, and that's about as far as we got.
Yeah,
And
it's a
pretty and
new
new is good.
relationship, and what I'm getting right now is it's going to be fun, but not deep and long lasting.
But have fun.
But enjoy it. And also, but don't lose sight of the other things in your life in the because you have this fun new relationship popping up. Keep up with your spiritual studies and keep up with your career. And no, it's not wasting time.
Yep. Magical Mermaid. It's called, in New York City, we call it cuffing season.
It is. Some relationships are deep and serious, some are just for fun, but they can all bring us joy.
And you learn something about yourself.
Yes.
Elvis? Oh, Elvis or something.
And with that, we are about at the top of the hour.
Good job.
So I'm going to thank everyone for joining us here on Tarot Thursday. I'll be back next week with a surprise special guest who is currently unknown to me.
The last time she said that, I came on 3 weeks in a row.
Because someone's a good friend when you message them early Thursday morning and say, so my reader backed out on me.
But I will be back on the 21st.
And Bryan will be back on the 21st. And thank you all for joining us. And blessed be everyone. This is Tarot Thursday on Pagan World TV. Night all.